if I was in our war.
Cecilia no me Australia.
Oh, okay. As an I be free home. And dear Ankasa Jumadi Ben, I would do a hawk to brain.
Okay. Currently, no, me assistant professor of economics. So, I was born in university. Yeah, me VHS, no. I think say you the first batch I started 4 years education, no, into.
About ever today's TV so, and then today's talk no you were obinfo and then dear and you know nyam for obinfo or no nyam for your friend no Dr. Acheampong na ye no babetwe enkomo interview way ebe shem kran bebre botaya etetwe no ye be se sua ade bebre so ewo mu. Doc, me ever today's TV so.
Yeah. Me da so say o ma me da akwenya we so.
Okay. Na apom to say.
Nyankopɔ adaroma. Ye ho ye.
Da nyame ase. Na if I was in our war.
Cecilia no me Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see me Australia.
Okay. Yabeba Australia common so e be di e hon komo pa na asa na ye be free ho no e de ankasa dwumadi be na wodi wo ho brembrem.
Okay, currently no me assistant professor of economics so I was born in university inti yemfa na say ye de ba ye kasa mu a say me o chekire ni e wo university ya ba ko a e wo ha ye friend no born university. Inti me ankasa no me specialize ewo economics. Inti economics ena me chere no ewo ha.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Na asa na be ba Australia say ya okopie Australia ene wadi sua ne de keka ho no. Me pese o be maye bibi kakrafa ba bia o free ewo Ghana because o ka twi there obviously that is a Ghana na o free. Aha, he na o free.
Me amakasa me free Aguna Saman na me free ho ene wo me ho ne tete me ho na me school dodo na me koye yemfa na say primary school me ko school bi your friend ye agin ba currently no your friend no Asamang DA ho na me koye na ye sha ase no na ewo Asamang Community Center.
Okay.
And sign a tree a bandy bedroom yeah mukosi down wo KOYISS for why movie call enti a cheye kakra me free yeah jeno currently a friend no Asamang D no me call am akwehene so
okay
me call am akwehene
first for my obeto aso na Asamang no Aguna Asamang no ye wo mu bebre uko central regional wa na e wa Asamang so wo ho enti asana obeto a suku krom Asamang ne mu de ahia
they are Ashanti region so mostly we call it Asante Asamang.
Oh, okay.
Asante Asamang.
Okay. And the wuchem ya o komampon a
Mampon kan so uduru Aguna na so fru Kumasi na komampon I think say obetene on the right. Yeah, we drew almost station one. Yeah.
Okay. Naturally say answer na obetu kwan no de basic education you know. Ni nyina akọ no Asamang Aguna Asamang na Asante Asamang ho.
Sure.
Okay. Until we now drew JHS e ho na we see we JHS no na o to aso him biem.
Yeah, me VHS no. I think say you the first batch I started 4 years education no into me kwasha ase was St. Joseph Seminary Senior High School. Ewo Mampo. Into me ko kakra. Think say me wo ho no me be call form 3 no. ɛna me free hɔ ɛna me saa ba me kurom Asante Asamang ɛbɛto aso ɛwɔ Konadu Yiadom Senior High School. Aha. Nti I think say me wɔ hɔ naa no because first batch of 4-year education, I think say omo edin catch omo was the year 2011.
Okay.
2011. So for me, I was lucky, and it's minya akonya kotre private exam the friend of deck EB. So 2010 and I'm a kotre into time one share what's your say 2011 na manya admission that ewo University of Cape Coast. And yeah, say my exams we there, but now me admission because of me not deck and that's the private exams and I'm a train. Into the year 2011, and I'm share me school as university level, and I'm share as University of Cape Coast.
Okay, you remember university home. Program ben now no senior high or na secondary school.
Okay, so because I'm share me school as senior high no St. Joseph Seminary, now me general arts. Into now me combination here geography, economics, history, elective maths.
Okay.
But me movie from Konadu Yiadom no, personal na elective maths no, nenya ade so omoye.
Okay.
Nti me de me imagine say me fa course bia enka ho bi. Nti mistake to only 3 elective subjects.
Okay.
Which is geography, economics, and that of history. Yeah, nti nene me 3 elective what I say me ye ni KOYISS ya me di wie.
Yababa university no de so na so hwema o basic education no de eba senior high no e fa kese na ni nyina akoye Asante Asamang hwa na unya ni nyina pepe o emphasize ho yi man ne say uze ya neto da bia enkofo wadwin bi say KOYISS ana Konadu Yiadom school a atete abenfu ni akuni no bebre na so uze ye bo school bi in Ghana, sabi ye me pese me bo school bi edi ye wo school a ho bi edi but o hwe se unya wo education wasamai kwa na watimi a climb to this status no I think say wa modern pa enti e wo say yen kran hye e ma omo 80 and omo hwe osisi a enti ofri KOYISS no yen to aso ko UCC.
Yeah, so as I said, the year 2011, minya admission echo University of Cape Coast, Trinity Akano UCC. Inti hono may specialize in education, but I was focusing on geography and economics. So inti na my specialization here, economics and geography, but in the field of education. Inti so by the year 2015, Yiadom University of Cape Coast, what we actually went there, the purpose where the call honor, in the year 2015.
Okay, good. And the year 2015, no, in the national service for honey,
national service, no, they make call Winchi. Okay. So me national service no Wenchi RC. So RC near a cluster of schools. So we have A, B. So things that na me wo B. Inti a horn na me national service until getting to I think so August. And I think say your rap will be up.
Okay. Inti national service no 2015 and 2016.
2016, sure.
Okay. And to prepare na ye day ye fa brand. Everybody na otu kwan.
Odofo a ohemi. Osonfo George Adu Gyamfi ni. Ofre me kwabna so a meje oso. Many age say o here today's TV. Na Mr. say on subscribe to today's TV e wo YouTube a. Bo modern na afi e subscribe. Na share link no enso so e ma afoforo no so onya bi hwe. Say o pese o contact me nso a number na enam o screen ase no o WhatsApp me a meje oso ama bibi o bia no ya ka ho asem de to so biem ni se wo Ghana na o pe baabi adwodwo ho pe baabi ada kakra dako 2 days or any number of days and a months in poa. Baby Miss Show say would any beshe. 5th Avenue Luxury Apartments. Ewo Adregano, East Legon. Kwa manager no, ono so the George. Bomidin say Ninuya kakra and I recommend day sa ne biaye ho. Obe treat you very well or very hospitable. Na weni beji say obe call akodi America crowd ho. Afei so say o pe obi edwumakuo bi ama why school application amount na watu kwan akosua dia wa amanone a baby ba ko pe am recommend amount Orion's Travels wants so edi sa adwuma no at a very low service charge one number na edi akotene screen anim won so obetumi ene wo edi nkomo say o pe baby apam won tade so yo ba so ye be ma baby ba ko amekamfo amount Benis Couture ewo Aguna Asamang anase Asante Asamang. A very young lady our pamnima. Baby I will be a wuni Ghana mpoa. Woni no ofa ne number na woni no edi nkomo a. Obepam woni mama kama na after delivery no maya ho hye kakra bi na baby I will be ano onsa ebeka. But I was a passer ugusu a ohe today's talk about today's TV. Me pacho to also the head today's talk.
If we quite the year 2016
okay.
I think say menonam yobia tembia na meka say me pese me yadwuma ba adwuma na me ye no e ya de kire na me try de enso a enye basic or senior high school. Basically I want to teach at the tertiary level.
Okay.
Enti na me wo UCC ni nyina no na me ka kire me na mfo say me de me wie me first degree a e de ametu kwan.
Yeah.
Enti I was preparing towards it. Enti tam na me wo wenchi ni nyina no na me gu ahomboa so. So me subscribe to some scholarship database. Yeah, day in day out, no almost send the information about available scholarships and the deadline. So I think say that database ne boa me mami take advantage. Into no when you na me share me process yase. I did everything by myself. I applied the school by myself, and one thing was that the scholarship was integrated into the school the application itself.
Okay.
Into once you apply school, automatically you're also applying for the scholarship. Yeah, into may apply school, no, I think somewhere July. Okay, somewhere July. Into you will more say August. Osha Australia time, ne Ghana time on very wide. Inti area wa ha no na ya homache mo Ghana and I'm assuming you will be a meda. I always wake up in the midnight to check my emails regularly. Inti somewhere August one midnight to be na me pour me email mo na who say manya what was it called admission. And so I waited for some hours, and then subsequently there was another email. HSR also be given scholarship in addition to me admission, Okay. So the year 2016 actually me too quite fancy October 2016 and I'm too quite.
Now coming from Kochi kakra. Now can say pese a bread tremoni nyina no now that we no say obetra de e tertiary. Is there any motivation? Diana, what is the course? Diana, a mass adino about. Okay.
Me ankasa me enipa bia me broni free BB research. Okay, and before you can do research, the tertiary education is the proper place for you to do the research. You can't do any good research when you are teaching at the basic level. So I was someone who was really interested in basic research. So doing research at the tertiary level instead of at the basic level, because environment in Ghana, no, secondary school, junior high school or primary school albums were your research. It's only at the tertiary level. And because of that, going into, to combine my research with teaching, not the best place for me, to focus on was to look for more opportunities. A bit me abuame, amame so many kwenya. I hear my drama said I will tertiary level.
And you drew Australia no 2016. What could drew? Wako school now Ghana. Mekane say asase no kra de asante asamang. Nyame Ayadom UCC. Afi de what free Ghana kra. Na experience need to say uko drew ye no.
Yeah, definitely, as a first time traveler you experience some cultural shocks.
Okay.
Me ban so na minimum bia. Inti me dem metna flight me say me ban no an say me ban minimum bia BBC. But the good thing and say already na obi edin kan abuki me hotel ne other staff amame. Inti right from the airport no me go straight to my hotel. Inti adekyin ye no na me pese me ko campus, and oba ha no mo a ye musa obi say we ewo he. Oti kromi apa ba onim baby because aha no obi use Google Map, so if you just type in the information on Google Map will show you. Na me na where.
Yeah.
So into me PA and I was not seeing anyone, walking. So everyone was just driving. So what is happening here? And fan me with a bus stop I bit me amamako school. So lucky enough, me hotel no baby na me dam any shopping mall bi your friends say wasn't one of the suburb in Newcastle, New South Wales. Enti ehon me call Mira shopping mall na bisa obi say me call University of Newcastle na fan me nya car ko no chance o me kugina bus stop. So the first culture shock was not knowing how to use Google Map at that point in time. And then the second one is not able to get the rightful person to direct you to where probably you get, the bus to where you are going to, because here and I said me kind, Ubia information, you just go to the internet, whether it's a location, you just use the Google Maps, so whatever information that you need, you don't have to talk to, someone with any stranger, you just, use the Google Map to get all the information that you want. And that was also one of the cultural shocks me experience here. But I think it's me buy, Ghana, now I think say period winter. So inti I think me feel kakra because Ghana na weather no yeah. So there are other culture shock, but at the initial point in time when a normal kakra me experience ya na me mama pa send you krom Ghana nka be so bi na nkofo na nam kwa ho bebre ubetima bisa no aha no unya na sa so
yeah. All right. What cultural shock ne keka ho. Yemra adisua kasa so. There many years in Ghana. And after the nyame Yiadom ama wakopi Australia. Adisua so no were there any differences? Send you to Ghana ho a. What adisua any hadisua no. Send it here.
Okay, so me free Ghana ebano me nami me kita be that Bachelor of Education, honors in economics and geography. Okay. And I was given admission in PhD economics.
Okay.
So if
Mami musa wasemo ha. O the first degree ena ekoye. Ya ma PhD right away, right?
Yeah.
Yenim say nka o climb be there nka from first degree na work or masters, because I have been very confused to say right from first degree and then PhD and
okay, so Australia system, and it is even in UK and in also in European countries, more practices are the way. Ghana school na 4 years.
Okay.
So 4 years in internal and your friend honest. So the honest implies say why a research in your 4th year.
Okay.
Enti Uber Australia ha almost system no. Degree na ankasa no 3 years. Let's say the public universities or no or semester no 3 years. Now say oko 4 years na, 4th year no, you only do research.
Okay.
Into we research component in can one honest.
Okay.
In Australia, so we honest here, you don't need masters to do PhD because already you have been trained in how to do research. Now, say if we Ghana ba, I am prem no some of the things now you back home no you diablo. And one of the things mission taking my research methodology very, very serious.
Okay. That is back in Ghana.
Back in Ghana.
Okay.
Some people assume say research no as soon infraso. I didn't in America, sir. Maybe admission by University of Newcastle and PhD students over course subjects here. You know, over here it was a course. It depends on the supervisor. We can say, oh, or they say we na a account because of not winning experience. So what happened in my case? Because of say Ghana, me specializing more, me specializing with geography compared to economics. So although I did some of the economic subjects, but not more to say the me geography no. Into me by a new supervisor, Dr. Jenny Jato, and also Emma me take some economic subjects, and that was basically development economics and international macroeconomics. Okay, and econometrics, that's basic econometrics. And then I'm here. But you not, I think say depending on say the can depend on your supervisor. No one will teach you research methods. Research methods is not part.
They assume say what's
that because unless you are being trained in research, so you know how to do research. So whether you take any other subject depends on your supervisor. So but in PhD, the core to be able to do your thesis and to write your proposal very well, it depends how well you know research and research methods. That's what I said. Yeah. And one experience in the me fan at the PhD level. If you are doing research here, it requires a lot of resources. Resources able to say having access to published articles, not just any article on the Google. We don't use such information. And getting some of these articles, you need to buy them. Okay. But Abrochile Hano University, I subscribe, so they freely opened. Compared to back home, so you may be talking to some of your colleagues and you'll be telling, say, oh, me person may have access to article with me this talk.
Yeah.
So what I say. So that's one of the difference. Because we need access to those published articles and those materials now. A map research now we and course they open on. So that's one thing at the PhD level.
Okay.
And then I think say, I overhand as PhD or even MPhil, which is masters with research now, you still get a support. For instance, University of Newcastle, I think said the whole year, they gave us 6,000. That was, if I'm right, it should be $6,000 or $3,000, and that money is basically to support you. So, a conference or travel to other countries, to present your research or to listen to other researchers. That money is available for you. Or you may have written an article and you want to do proofreading. You can use part of that money to do. So the support system is here.
Yeah.
Man started master's in Ghana, and I don't have any knowledge regarding the postgraduate studies in Ghana. But through conversation or more, you could see say some of these things are lacking.
Okay.
And about undergraduate here, one shocking thing. Me shall say, time I'm a PhD student I was so teaching at the University of Newcastle.
Okay.
So I think that one funny thing, and say Ghana and Quebec friend Apple. But undergraduate students, they are permitted, per my knowledge and my experience from University of Newcastle and my current university, students are allowed to bring in what we call cheat sheets. What it means is that you be exams. And ubetimi the A4 sheets, ubetimi actually and ubetimi type a dear or you say bebe exams and the answer to those questions ubetimi actually into call exams score now, then you look at it and you just write it. So these are some of the differences when it comes to how other trainer. I don't know what is happening in other advanced countries like the countries in the EU, Europe and that of the North America, but within the context of Australia, these are some of the difference if you want to look at the system, the education system here compared back home.
Masters PhD start 2016. Everybody now we
I'm trying to say me via me thesis here be 2020. But say who thesis now as the call out comma expertise to evaluate what one say work now one a contributee to knowledge, that is the idea add to existing DNA or one another add.
Yeah.
Because PhD one of the key requirements and they say as I don't know de bibi ebeka nimdie dada na ewo ho no into okwa akohwe saa no mani nyina na ahwe say methods. So what did you data when I analyze those mani nyina no research questions what man answer na kama to okwohwe na bibia wo mu a na fatal see am PhD na dey the amount intimi twa thesis nyina ye bibia 2020 but echo external for reviewers to review and also comment on my thesis. It came back and I was awarded my PhD in February 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, February 2021.
And now,
yeah,
unyai good. Ebinomo ewie omo edisuanwa. They just come back to their home country. Again now. Because 2021 now because we but wama Ghana. What kept you? What was the reason?
Okay, I think me share edition to University of Newcastle. No? I was doing tutoring and also casual lecture, so I was lecturing at the same point in time. Me school in that's year.
Okay,
but I think then time on our 2019 COVID extra year, so my job market near Basa, but I was having a very good and supportive supervisor. Because economics in Ankasanisa. So I was having that opportunity to continue teaching even during the COVID time. Intermediate, I think within COVID apply but most of the universities will come back to you say because of COVID, student into positions advertising I think it's almost crucial. So they were not just employing people. But I think I was lucky enough after COVID ever fem kakrano na Australia being border. Then I saw an advert, in my current university, which I submitted an application and I was successfully, selected to attend an interview. And then I think after the interview, I was given the opportunity to work with them. So I think that, and yes, I may share that been called back home, but, job application, yes, being even a Juma back home, I was back home, but at the same time, I was also having this opportunity and weighing the cost and benefits, of working here and also the cost of benefit in working in Ghana. I think that as an economist, I saw it for at the current stage, in my career, I need to start somewhere, because teaching at the university level is not just about the teaching. You need to establish in what we call global presence. As a we establishing global in terms of your research. Now, and that's one of the key value that any lecturer or professor can add to a university. So I wanted to have that kind of global presence. Even if I call back home, I will still have that global recognition and say, oh, any way no what so I think it's man should accept me go back home, but as a result of the job offer na minyan and I'm master here.
Okay, and do you have any future plan of going back home? Say, would do nim dieno kwaye dwuma ho. Do you have any future plan?
Yeah, I think maybe there be a because even this year I was in Ghana, for research visit. So I was at the KNUST Department of Economics. So I think that yes, there is a plan, but that is a longer term plan. So I think, as I said, we need to build, that global presence, build our reputation, so that then this person is coming with value addition. So that's what we want to do. And currently we are doing it through research collaboration with other staff in Ghanaian universities. So so there is a plan, but that is a longer term plan. Yeah.
That's good. What can new and all that? Begin to climb to this status, no, it's not that easy. To see how far opposition university.
Okay, so currently what we call assistant professor, and that in Ghana we call a senior lecturer. So that's it. So it's I won't say it's easy, because one, in Australia, for instance, if ubenya ejuma that comes with higher level or higher position, then it means that you have to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
And that work is coming from your teaching and that of your research. Yeah, we obi ebe this school, same time, but within the context, in Australia, all things being equal, obi why research depending on the discipline, why more research, and those research now been published in a reputable journal within the field, are more likely to get job, or offer opportunity here. So Australia, their counterpart, as we call it, early career researcher. So that is 5 years post PhD. So what we will PhD in 5 years, we call it early career. And early career, you need to start as a lecturer and then proceed to senior lecturer, associate professor, and adjunct professor. So I think, so they basically look at your research productivity, your teaching performance, to give you some of these, to get to that higher level position. So I think it's the same thing. So you always have to work hard, towards the university metrics, because in your evaluate here, we look at what we call the KPI, the indicators. Actually say, but and I would say see the target in the diamond. So these are some of the things.
Okay. Enti senior obo or research so near the idea, obi pese if you have articles be any research work away journal be an asset source be na obi betimi so betimi my back one am you pebia.
I have currently I've published about more than 60 journal articles.
Wow.
And journal back. So I think that the only way I'll be able to me any the cluster of or my research total research output through my website information website. So that's my profile. To call my type Alex or Acheampong. It will either give you Google typing Google a Dr. Alex Acheampong, born University. If you click it here, you'll be able to see all my research output. Or you can just, if say what we call Google Scholar.
Okay.
If you do Google Scholar Alex O Acheampong, so the O there is being shortened. Opokuba, it is being shortened.
Okay.
So you just click on it and you'll be able to have a look at my research output as well. So I've been publishing a lot of international, reputable international journals, so not just one. So I can mention some of them, but not all, because there are many. Yeah.
Say, or how bad I share? What are some of the challenges? Who could drew honor? Could see a bra for the Wunya Jumano. Challenges ben I will share because when you say over for Musa.
Yeah, so I think say one of the key challenge relates to PhD, at the study level, because PhD, as I said, you are adding to the existing knowledge and also addressing a very important, research questions that might have, a significant impact on the society. But initially, it wasn't easy. Yes, the research methods now back in Ghana was for the bachelor's, so first degree for. So it wasn't really, solid compared to Yanfa will be a research at the master's level of Ghana. So I think initially I was having, a bit of challenge, identifying which research question is relevant for me to address and what kind of addition am I making to the existing knowledge. So these are some of the challenges initially that I faced. But as I said, I had a very good supervisor, Dr. Jato and late Associate Professor David Savage. They were very, very helpful. They were very, very instrumental. Okay. So instead of just focusing right away, developing my proposal and then doing some stuff, what I did to overcome those challenges was to stick to a particular field within economics, because economics is very broad. We have different fields. So I stick to what we call institutional economics that deal with issues of governance, laws, and those kind of corruption issues, and then combine it with, environmental and also energy issues. So it's Mr. K to that, subfield within economics, so I started reading more of an articles around what actually the research gaps are and the relevant, policy relevant questions here, making me also addressing in my thesis. So initially, I did. Every PhD student and even every MPhil student will face that challenge. Then I say, what are you adding to knowledge? So that is one of the key challenges here we face here at the study level. And then I think the second one relates to COVID-19. So COVID-19 was, just a major shock, to everyone, because we are PhD and as a share application as an but the major challenge and they say, while we're school, do you have to wait, for some years before you can get, the opportunity to apply for jobs? So I think it's that you to make us be free, the what we call the casual employment to get full-time, job, which is also permanent. So into COVID, never are not say I'm be some, decisions we taking as share that I shake, but I think it's as I said, I was, working in a very, good and supportive environment. So I was able to rely on my casual role until I had the opportunity to join Bonny University as a full-time and also on a permanent contract. So,
okay. Yeah. Let me pull your legs, Kakra. Where there is just, I really don't mean it, but who can say economics, or research are related to governance, institutional economics, blah blah blah, and all that. Sometimes your policies, Ghana back home, your policies Libya, where they not related to NDC and not NPP. I thought I also say can you maybe a bit my both parties.
Yeah, I think generally, so I'm not
exactly
talking based on a particular, so me need any political party or organ. So I think yes, as an economist, you sit back and you ask yourself, what is the welfare effect of certain policies that you introduce, and I think yes, there are some policies which are good. So you may talk of, the one district, one factory, and then you may also talk about the a policy which was being introduced, I think, elsewhere under John Mahama's administration that has to do with the distribution of clean cooking stoves, to people. But yes, some of these policies are really good, but the implementation wise becomes problematic. So, and I think the current policy that I have problem with is the what we call the fee on mobile money transactions. What was the name?
E-levy.
Yeah, e-levy. So I think the whole agenda or the global agenda is to promote what we call financial inclusion. And financial inclusion, yes, that's a first or more na umuni access to bank, and answer umuni any formal means of savings, umubit menya access, to formal means of savings and other staff's account. Yeah, time on before the introduction of e-levy, you could see say, oh, Sabi, yeah, nananom a work crasia. Obi a okra oni ho hwe no yusu mobile money obetimi discard or so ne ba betimi discard or so amam. But I think say after the introduction of the e-levy, and a lot of research has shown that it has had a significant impact on even people sticking to or using that mobile money app. Was it mobile money for transaction?
Yeah.
So I think that was one of the policies I have a challenge with it, because that is not the best way of getting taxes. So I always say it's better you focus on something that will generate you income day in, day out. That is the sustainability aspect of taxation, rather than looking at just one source. So I say, OGB, yeah, that's it, which is not good. So I think some policies are good, some policies are not good at all.
Okay. Let me do this. With your expertise and experience and all that, if one day you are to get a call to assist any political party with regards to economy, will you come?
For me, for a political party to call me, for now, I would say that, as I said, if you're calling me for a consultancy where you want my professional view and expertise, that is fine.
Okay.
But if you are calling me to come and work as a political party member, that is something that I won't do, because I don't see myself involving in so much politics. So if you're calling me as a consultant for me to give me my expert, advice on certain issues, that is fine. I'm willing to do that. But to appoint me as a political party member, is something that I will not buy into that.
Okay, all right. I'm sure you are a very busy person, and I wouldn't want to waste much of your time. But let's tackle these two questions and then I leave you. Obi ohonomwa or school or chassis or baby at school no be great needing. KOYISS near my dear make say a school for one casa. That's also said them can ye bought school be dia a be a more KOYISS. Now so you have baby a word drew ya a foot to ben I would be ma obia or what goal kesiye, but osusu say they was a chance iswa.
Yeah, I think success is not about where you started schooling. Success comes with a lot of hard work and being disciplined. But they are very successful, wherever they are. So you don't need to be in A rank school or those kind of schools to be a successful person in the future. If you want to be very successful, it all depends on you. It depends on your hard work, how determination you are, and how disciplined that you are. Yeah, said that make can share Asamang, maybe I'm starting in school. Even then time now, KOYISS wasn't in the book. Recently now, KOYISS about pictures. So that's it. So I think for me, I was looking at where I want to be in the future, and I was doing all the hard work at that level for me to get to wherever I wanted to be. Yes, we in university, and you may see, say, my colleagues or other, course mates, free, the so-called A-rank schools, about, somewhere the majority of them were not performing as expected. So I think it all depends on you. You don't have to look at maybe at what school I was at here. Say work BSc school, say work Chrome school. It all depends on you. Who is the work crasia, ube pass wasi. And you have the same idea, Oko University, you'll be able to come out with a very good class. You don't necessarily have to be in, those category A schools, and sana what you may accelerate academically. It doesn't work in that way.
In fact, today's TV, yenya, faso bebre, any ahwefo so, enya a lot of information from you. But obekono, Mr. Wade ba ko se, yebesa ne wa hia biem na wa bie ne ma no mu bi ye, especially with the processes are involved. Say o pese wa apply school, o pese o to kwan o Ghana, o call abroad kusua de ene de keke ho a. Pese yebesa aba o biem na what throw more light on that. Now, me wojide say nipa bebre na wo Ghana or mo pese or mo to o medicine so. Enti yebesa aba on chen biem. Na sana meja wo no. Wanam o watu nyina no wo Ghana titiru. Enipa ben na ubetumi ada wanse anase o success no. Some people contributed to that. So we back one you be I think say.
Yeah. I think the kind of mean to me any parents in frame. So I think that nipa more the kind part they have contributed more to my success my parents. So me mama aguna sama our santia sama edin adodo no ade nim ni akwentwa.
Okay.
And then me papa so me papa de ofri oboase ikrobi e frɛ no adanse aduma no so eho no free nti ono ankasa no me ne brof de ne ogesna de apia ba ko ne krom a ye frɛ no kwakupoku kwakupoku yeah so oma contribute a lot to my success. And then also o hwɛ me ofa no mo a me ofa ba ko pa wo no so aboa me ye frɛ na bankwa Asamang ye frɛ na bankwa dodo na frɛ coach. Yeah, on also Mechia no, no of a K, or John Anane, on also you are more say people ase, yeah, and our own so. Ijami of Anundo Dona Abuame, and Madame for Bako, Ajabisi, so no meno, me found penny down for. Currently, Kumau DC, District Chief Executive, on also a Mihundi Papa, Madame for Pai, that. Yeah, like or no swap boabe. So I think say also Mexican. Adeaje kum. Yeah, onabo adeaje kum. Yeah, onabo adeaje kum. And the last person here, Benjamin Ochre, or also now ye Kuapako co-manager Udraben. A friend manager. I think that these people are really fantastic and they have done a good job in terms of advice, material support, those kind of stuff. These people have been very fantastic and have been helpful. And they have contributed more to where I am today. So I really appreciate whatever they have done and anything that they have lost as a result of me. I really appreciate that. And I'm hoping that God will continue to reward them, So, yeah.
Okay, Dr. Acheampong. Minim say bibi fufuro ho bi mo abepe say obeka twatwo dia akwanya ho bibi fufuro.
Yeah, so I think say ade ba ko a me ka twatwo ne say madin kaka but baby a obesha ase bia no ebetimi edu wadru baby a opese wokọ na ni nyina depend on determination, hard work and discipline. And I say uku school work into untimi make it happen, untimi make no enko university. It doesn't work in that way. Or you know uku school work na wo yire ho a ubetima ko university and you'll be able to perform better than will be also call a Chrome school. So success in idea, it all depends on you. So don't look at where you are now. to conclude, say, oh, you can't make it in life. It doesn't work in that way. So you need to be disciplined. You need to be hard work. Okay, you need to always work towards your goal. Okay, so inti adi we ne adi kakra meka me di betwa to. Ma da wasen so say wa mama sa opportunity we yeah.
Yeah, share that say also what my kind na today's TV also wa be share our experience also. And I think say enye kwa say ye nim say wadrum pempe so say na pese ye ne odi nkom. Ne mum say be ya e be share enkofo in crime. I am very sure that most of viewers no titi omo a omo wo botaya hodo bebre no efa okwan no so no. Omo be experiences bi o many lessons so ma won so betumi ede ehun ekwan afa so betutu wa namon na wadru ba bia won so wadru no. Eti Dr. Acheampong, Assistant Professor of Economics, Bond University, Australia, right?
Yeah, sure.
Good. It will call University of Newcastle. And it's
yeah, we call University of Newcastle.
Okay, yeah. And outside your Bond University.
Bond University, yeah.
Okay. All right, you better ask me, you better about champion. So the medical catch on.
Yeah. Measure when him.
But yeah, that's a part. Therefore, let us say, so subscribe to today's TV. Obebo more than subscribe. Now I share. Now, every year you do educative programs, and I say, and you might see beba. Also, so ubenya emucha. But that's all share. Yamin count. Bye bye.